Something strange is happening across global markets, and almost nobody is connecting the dots here. Gold, it's moving like someone already knows something. In silver, it's having a generational run. XRP sits at the same intersection of both forces here. This isn't about inflation, it's not about hype. This is about supply disappearing. Now, layer this on top of Japan. Japan is making a move that could permanently reprice XRP at a global level between the regulatory shifts, the tax overhauls, and the open of institutional capital flowing into this asset. The XRP ledger is quietly being rebuilt, regulated, permissioned, institutional flows all coming on chain. This isn't, a thesis. This is a structural squeeze to the whole global financial system. Let's get into it. Let's take a look at this. We see the great supply squeeze, gold, silver, and the XRP analog. This is a powerful structural parallel playing out across multiple markets at the same time. And if you aren't watching the supply side mechanics, you're missing the big story here. We see in gold, what's going on? You have banks, central banks, and you have nation states that for a few years now have been aggressively stocking up. And now in this very minor moves in the market, it has a huge price action here. Now silver, this is the people's rebellion. Silver is being fueled by the regular folks. Retail investors who don't trust the current monetary system. They are, flying to safety in the way that they can. Both people doing the same thing here. And it has that analog back to crypto, right? People that understand the current financial system is corrupt. And they are making the same, flight to safety, to a new asset, to a safe asset, to a global asset. And that's what we're going to see here in crypto as well. But it's not just that. We see XRP is the only asset that's capturing both. It's going to capture adoption. It is going to capture institutional flows as well as regular retail investors, and in a big way. You're going to see all of that capital flowing in to XRP, and it will have a doubling effect here. And the vacuum effect is also very important. We see metals, as I had described, supply coming off, the available for trade, and XRP is the same thing with these ETFs. ETFs are acting like high-powered vacuums, while exchange balances are hitting multi-year lows. These ETFs are effectively deleting the remaining tradable float. And you know what's going to happen when this space goes into growth mode, and it will happen. Crypto will return to form. It's going to be off to the races and in a big way. XRP, say what you want. When it runs, it don't play games. It's not messing around here. Now, you couple that with what's going on in Japan right now, making a massive move that could change the game for XRP globally and forever here. Q2 2026, Japan is set to reclassify XRP as a regulated financial product here. This isn't a headline. This isn't hype. It's a paradigm shift from being a crypto asset to a fully investable grade financial instrument. That's a game changer here. And the tax effects, it drops the rates from a staggering 55% to a flat 20%. Very competitive. This removes the massive barrier for institutional and high net worth investors. They're going to factor that in. The tax effect of any investment, and XRP will have a premium treatment under Japanese law. Institutional floodgates with oversight comparable to equities. Major Japanese banks are already accelerating XRP adoption for tokenized payments. Big deal here. The blueprint. Understand this. Japan is a global leader in crypto regulations. You don't think other territories are going to give us, preferable rates, preferable treatments. They're going to regulate this as a true financial instrument. Of course they are. Of course they are going to follow Japan's lead here. This provides the regulatory template for the rest of the world to follow. The transition from speculative asset, hobbyist level asset, to global financial infrastructure, it's happening in real time right now globally. And Japan is the spearhead here, and it is a big deal. Now, Hidden Road. A lot of people said, well, this is just Ripple taking their XRP money and buying a really good business, because no one can deny Hidden Road is big, but it's so much more than that. We see this $1.25 billion business deal here. The real story, though, is under the hood. Ripple is moving a $3 trillion a year powerhouse, and they're putting it on the XRP ledger. And they're not just doing that because, well, they want the XRP ledger to do good. We're going to see why they're doing that. And there's a big reason here. Real world settlement. Hidden Road is migrating post trade activity to the XRP ledger. We're talking about settling FX and fixed income in 3 days, 3 seconds, not 3 days. So quick settlement. This is a system people are going to want to use. Massive throughput with 3 trillion in annual volume. The XRP ledger. It's not just a payment rail anymore. This is what I've been saying. This is what we're going to transition to. It's this trading hub, this hub to settle trades globally across all sorts of different systems and assets. It all is going to mix together and just be this boom of liquidity and action and trade directly on the XRP ledger. RLUSD, of course, is a factor. Using RLUSD on chain for cross margin means institutions can move collateral instantly between crypto and TradFi markets. This is institutional DeFi in its purest form. And again, that integration brings all the liquidity you need and the efficiencies to the XRP ledger. You're going to tap right into the Fed Reserve balance sheet. It's going to be the safest form of the dollar. There's no intermediaries. This you're going to want to use. And we're going to talk about a story here very soon in this video about how big the market is, the addressable market for stablecoins. It's unbelievable. All of that money, all that value flooding on chain. Ripple isn't just building a company, they're building the liquidity and utility of the XRP ledger. We heard Brad talk about this. Everything they do is about leveraging the XRP ledger. That is their secret sauce. And ultimately, that is what's going to make them one of the most valuable companies out there. Being Swift 2.0, Swift ain't worth nothing. If Swift wasn't a collective, Ripple would just buy them. It is minor. The value of making payments is not a big deal, right? XRP is their future. It is the value of that company. Make no mistake. And the infrastructure is set. The volume is coming. And this is how we've taken things to the next level here. Now, we have some big updates coming to the XRP ledger. XRPL Commons has officially backed permission domains and regulated DEX. And then we're going to need this infrastructure. The mark moves a major step towards institutional adoption and regulatory compliance on chain. You need both of those things, of course, to have success. And these institutions, they have to know who they're dealing with. They can't just do a trade with anyone, right? They need to make sure that if you're in their system, they know who you are, that you're compliant, that you've been vetted, and that's what this is all about here. Now, the 3.0 upgrade deadline's tomorrow. If you're running a node or a validator, the clock is ticking here. And this isn't just a patch. David Schwartz calls this one of the most substantial upgrades in recent memory. They're fixing AMM clawbacks, token escrows, correcting multi-party MPTs, and fix delivered amount, enhancing metadata for institutional payments. Important. It's all about the institutional onboarding here. Real-world assets we're seeing right now. This is massive growth here, $2 billion milestone. And the growth here, it's absurd, it's crazy. It is nuts. 2,200 increase in on-chain tokenized assets since the start of 2025 only. Just since the start of 2025, the compliance play, XLS 80, the technical maintenance is one thing, regulatory readiness is another. You need both. You need to be able to technically do the job and be regulatory compliant. It's going to bridge DeFi and Wall Street, enabling restricted token holding based on verified credentials. But this is a reality check, and I always like to give you, real-world assessment here. Let's keep it real here, 100. Yeah, 2,200% growth is incredible. It's amazing. But XRP Ledger is still the new kid in the RWA sector. A lot of this activity already happens on Ethereum, some on Solana, some of the other smart contract blockchains. We have some catching up still to do. But if we keep up this type of growth, it's going to be crazy. And there's going to be a lot of people that really contribute to this revolution in a big way. Now we see Joseph here. He's saying it's all going on blockchain. The biggest institutions in the world, such as BlackRock and Goldman, they're not hinting, they're not leaving breadcrumbs. They're saying everything, literally everything will be tokenized. Stocks, bonds, real estate, precious metals, fiat currencies, you name it. This is the SharpLink CEO. Now, what he says is it's all going to be on one chain, Ethereum. And make no mistake, Ethereum is the leader in liquidity, adoption, but it's not going to all go on one chain. It's not all going to go on the XRP ledger. It's not all going to go on Solana. As much as investors in these individual chains may wish or hope Doesn't work like that. You're going to have a lot of players. XRP Ledger brings a lot of capability to this specific metric. It's going to have a place. It's going to be this trading hub. It's going to sit between Ethereum and other blockchains and real world TradFi systems, and all that value is flowing on to trade efficiently. And this is the deal. It's going to be a multi-chain future. Anyone that tells you it's going to be one, whether that's XRP Ledger or Ethereum, they're wrong. This is going to be a gold rush for everyone. And that's really the truth of that. Lastly, I'll leave you with this. Raul Paul, I saw this clip. I put it on X. Check it out. But he says, listen, he's not doing anything. He's not making any trades, but he is buying more SWI. That's all he's doing. He's already overweight SWI, and he's just buying more, and that's fine. If you believe in your asset, continue to stack. Your time will come. Check out that interview. I thought it was pretty funny. It's on X. Let me know what you think, though, down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.